Hi, I'm Jerry Gibbs, and today I'd like to introduce you to this range of dehumidifiers from Eco Pro. So we're standing in a bungalow where we've set up a dehumidification system to dry the ambient conditions in this bungalow. This bungalow was quite cold and suffered with condensation and this resulted in mould. And that's not really acceptable, but it's a problem that bungalows suffer with. It's quite common. Some people call this generated damp, some people call this bungalow syndrome. But it's something that we see in single-storey dwellings like bungalows and flats, and it's really because the natural rules of air movement just don't work in a bungalow. So if we think about a conventional house, 2 or 3 storey, we have warm air generated by the central heating system rising up the stairs, and the humidity that's in the house caused by cooking, showering, living, breathing, all of these things that contribute moisture to the air is going to rise up the staircase with that hot air. Now that leaves the house with an unequal pressure. We have a higher pressure upstairs and a low pressure downstairs. The high pressure naturally tries to escape from weaknesses in the windows, draughty loft hatches, normal places where old buildings used to leak air from. And as that warm, humid air escaped, cold, dry air came in from outside through the letterbox and around the door, and that picked up the warmth and humidity that was in the house, and that went back up the stairs. So in a conventional house of more than 1 storey, humidity is naturally purged from the property via this hot air rising. But in a bungalow or a flat, that doesn't happen. It just simply doesn't happen. So if you're cooking, the water vapour from your cooking, unless you've got an extractor, a dedicated extractor over the cooker, the water vapour from the cooking, the washing up, boiling of kettles, goes into the air in the kitchen, and then when you open the kitchen door, that comes into the hall, and then from the hall it goes into the bedrooms. Similarly, you get out of the shower and the shower extractor might be on, it might be quite effective, but it can't remove all of the water vapour from the air straight away. So there's some water vapour that leaves from the shower and ends up in the hall, and from the hall once again it goes back into the bedrooms. Now this bungalow is in exactly that position. The humidity from the kitchen, humidity from the showering, and humidity from general lifestyle ends up in the bedrooms. And if we look at this particular application, we could see where humidity would gather, because we can see the cold spots. The thermal imaging camera clearly highlighting the vulnerability of the corner of the wall, and more so underneath the bay window. We can quite clearly see the cold there, and that's the areas where water would condense on. The thermal imaging camera showing this is about 12 degrees. Now, prior to the installation of the dehumidifier, mould or condensation gathered on these surfaces, and when that was really bad, mould also started to form. Coldest points right in the very corner, and you can still see the staining where mould has been repeatedly cleaned off. That mould's not there anymore. That's because the air system that we've put in now takes the moisture out of the air, changes the dew point temperature, and condensation now can't gather.